Alright, what is going on, guys? It's Tazz here, and welcome back to the channel. Now today what I've got for you guys is my review on the new Awakening DLC map pack for Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Now, I haven't made a video in a little over a week or so. I'm sorry about that. I just have been pretty busy here lately with school stuff and but I did have time to play the new map pack. But it was pretty difficult to get some gameplays, so if you notice, not in this gameplay per se, this is actually a normal multiplayer, but in my gameplay for the other three maps, sorry, I'm actually playing against bots, so yeah, I'm sorry about that. It's just these maps, I'll get into it, but these maps are just kind of difficult to actually get good gameplays on. So I mean, I'm not the best player by any means, but for me it was just pretty hard to get actual good YouTubeable type gameplays, so I just can't really upload anything that's just me going 10 and 50. So yeah, I just played a little bit of bots, but as you can see right now, first we're gonna start off here by talking about Skyjacked, which is the remake of Hijacked here in Black Ops 3. So this is definitely my favorite map out of the entire pack. So I mean, Hijacked was just one of my favorite maps. It's one of the fan favorite maps from Black Ops 2 returning here into Black Ops 3. I mean, I really love it. It's pretty cool how they turned it from a boat into basically the shield helicarrier, but like a police version of it. So it's pretty cool. You've got the normal 3-lane layout, just like it was in Black Ops 2. There really aren't any major differences to this version of the map from the version that was in Black Ops 2, other than the side of the ship is actually like a big gaping hole now that you can actually wall run down into instead of actually having to go take the tunnels down to go to it. But overall, this is a pretty good map. It definitely flows very well. The size is like it was in Black Ops 2, nice and small, which is my favorite type of map. Overall, I really do like this map, so that is my review for Skyjacked. So let's get on to the next map. Now, as the gameplay here on Skyjacked ends, we transition over to the next map in the DLC playlist, which is Gauntlet. So Gauntlet, this is a very different map than any other Call of Duty map that has ever been in any game. This is actually it's definitely the normal 3-lane setup, but it's a little spin or twist on this 3-lane setup. So what you've got the middle area is like a nice snowy map. It's kind of like what's it called? Kind of like, it reminds me a little bit of I don't know, what am I trying to think of here? It sort of reminds me of like a Hoth type map from like Star Wars Battlefront almost, with you've got like a little wall run spot underneath. There's like a bridge in the middle. But other than that, the snow area isn't too special, but it is the main area of the map, which is basically where everybody goes because it's right smack dab in the middle. But now you see I'm over here in the jungle area, which is normally, it reminds me of actually a jungle from Black Ops 1, but this jungle area is over on the right side if you spawn inside of the area that I did spawn inside of, which was the the test facility place with the specialists and stuff inside of it. So that jungle right side of the map is very small in my opinion. Like, it's just very narrow, but it's long. It's the same length as the entire map itself. But yeah, that's just the right lane of the map, and the jungle, it's got some trees and everything, but I mean, there's nothing really too special about that lane, other than it looks different, and it's just sort of very green. But our third and final part of this map is the urban city, which is actually, it's raining inside that urban city, but that would be over on the left side of where you spawn in, if you spawn inside the same building that I spawned in. But the urban area is about the same size, if not the exact same size, as the jungle area, and it's like lined with buildings and things. You can do some wall runs on it, but not really. It's just sort of, to me, that part of the map was kind of a missed opportunity. For me, there's nothing really special about it. You can't really do much over there, other than it's just like an extra path to get around to the enemy spawn and get to that middle area of the map, which is the snow area. So most of the gunfights and engagements that you'll get into on this map will be in that middle area, and you won't really be going on those other two sides other than just for like little travel. But overall, this is a huge map, but it's not my favorite map out of all of them, but it's pretty cool. It looks really good aesthetically. But now let's transition over to Splash. Now Splash, this was the map that I was probably the most excited for in the entire DLC. So what Splash is it's a water park, but I'm actually surprised that everything's all intact after all this war and everything that's going on in Black Ops 3. But Splash is really sort of in the same design as Grind from Black Ops 2. So to me, Splash is sort of a medium to larger size map. It sort of depends on how the action is on this map. Like sometimes it feels like it's really big, like you can't find anybody if everybody's just sort of like all gone off in different areas of the map. But you do get into a lot of engagements over on this side of the map where I am right now, over on this like wave pool area, which is one of the more high traffic areas, but you won't always find people over here. Probably the middle of the map is the most high traffic place, also where all the glitches used to be, but I'm pretty sure they're patched by now, so I wouldn't try that. But this map, like I said, it's a medium to larger size map, and I mean, there's nothing special about this map other than it just looks very aesthetically pleasing. Like this is definitely probably the best looking map in the entire game. It's got that nice bright color scheme like Nuketown has, but the flow of this map. So let me talk about that for a second. So the flow of this map is kind of weird. It's more of like a circular map, you know? It's like it doesn't really have that. I mean, it does have the 3 lanes. Like it has a middle lane, it has the side lane, and it has the 2 side lanes, but it's more of a circle than anything. You can just run in a huge circle on this map, so it's kind of weird. You can sometimes get into a lot of engagements, but other times you're just running around trying to find people to kill. So you'll definitely see a lot of time limit team deathmatches on this map, but I think that it's going to be really good for domination, because it forces people to actually come out of their camping spots and go to the different flags. But and just a little side note here is that these maps right now on the PlayStation, if you have them, you know what I'm talking about, is that it's just really tough to like actually play and get a good gameplay in these maps, just because like all the tryhards are on here. I mean, I love Call of Duty. I bought the season pass. I've bought the season pass since Black Ops 2. But I mean, I just can't compete with these guys. These are like MLG Pro optic nade shots in these lobbies. Like it's pretty difficult to do well on these maps. But this map is probably my favorite, not for the way that it plays, but just for the way that it looks. But the flow is a little iffy on this map, but overall I do think that Splash is pretty good. It's definitely not the next Grind, but it looks a lot like it color wise. But yeah, this map's pretty good. So let's transition over to the next map, which is going to be Rise. So Rise, this map is actually not that bad, honestly. I wasn't really thinking that it was going to be that great going into this DLC, just because it was like, oh, okay, it's another one of those construction site maps. Like basically every Call of Duty has its construction site map. Like Modern Warfare 3 had what was that, Hard Hat or whatever. Black Ops 2 had this kind of reminds me a little bit of Cargo on Black Ops 2, actually, like the map with like the big what's it called, the big crane in the middle of it and everything. Like you see a big crane up there. But I just thought this map was going to be just sort of like generic Call of Duty map number 4 for this DLC, but it's actually not that bad. It's probably, I'd probably put it in there at number 3 for out of all these maps. I mean, it's definitely not the worst, but it's not the best by any means. So with this map, you definitely do have that 3-lane structure. Like you've got the middle area, like I'm going into right now, and then to the left / behind me, you have this, yeah, over there in the left door, you see, I don't go through it right now, but you do have like a water area to this map. It's probably has more water than Splash does, to be honest, but that water area is just like a nice little go through the, like you can cut past the middle of the map and just go directly into the enemy spawn through here. Like you see, I'm chasing the spot down here, but this map, overall, it definitely does have good flow in my opinion. Domination seems to run really well on this. I am playing free-for-all in the gameplay right here, but you most likely won't have score limit TDMs on this map just because it's back down to sort of the smaller. It's not a small map by any means, but it's definitely smaller than Gauntlet by a long shot. It's more of a I'd call it definitely a medium-sized map. It's slightly, I don't know, I would probably say it's around the same size, if not maybe slightly smaller than Splash, but it's kind of boring to me, you know. It doesn't have that nice look that Splash does, but this map is actually pretty good, so I would give it the number 3 spot. And let's transition over to zombies. So now zombies. Zombies. This is really what saved the DLC for me. So the maps, they're pretty good, right? I mean, I said that I liked them. Most of them have pretty good flow. Like, they're kind of big though, in my opinion. The multiplayer maps, like, some of them, they feel like Gauntlet makes me feel like I'm playing Battlefield. It takes me like 5 minutes to find a guy on that map when I'm actually playing online. But I am getting destroyed every game, so yeah. But the zombies map definitely saves this DLC pack for me. So this zombies map is called Der Eisendrache, or I'd like to call it Origins 2.0, mainly just because it's got the original 4 characters, but the Origins versions of them, just like they have on on the Giant, which is the Derice remake. Sorry. But this map is just amazing. Like, I haven't done too much on it. I definitely haven't done the Easter egg yet. I'm just awful at Easter eggs. I'll try to at some point, but in this gameplay you just see me here messing around with it. This was one of my first attempts. This was probably attempt number 3 or 4 for me. I actually ended up going to round 24 in this gameplay, but aside from that, like, this map is really cool. So you've got the outside castle is sort of really snowy and everything, and it's just as you would think, like a normal medieval castle layout area. But down inside of the castle, actually, you have this sort of underground catacomby tomb-ish type area. And now you see there's this like little secret jump pad right there, which is pretty cool. It takes me out in the main courtyard. But this map is like, it's got sort of like the same underground area that Origins had, with where you get the staffs and things, and also it does have the dragons, which kind of act like the dogs in Mob of the Dead. But overall, this zombies map definitely revitalizes this DLC for me. So yeah, it's a lot like a cross between Origins and Mob of the Dead. It's sort of like Mob of the Dead because you have the dragons defeated instead of the dogs, but it's a lot like Origins in sort of the style of the map and what you have to do. And the Easter egg pertains to it's actually a lot like the Moon Easter egg, which is kind of cool. It's actually happening at the exact same time as the Moon Easter egg, which is a pretty cool thing that they did there. But just going back to how this actually basically saves the DLC pack for me, is that this zombies map is really fun. Like, I can get so many hours of playtime on this map. There's just so much to do. And with the DLC maps, it's just like, I like them. I really want to like them, but it's difficult when you're just doing awful every game because because everybody's such a tryhard right now, right when the DLC comes out. But it'll get better as more and more people get it and things like that. But it's just this zombies map is just so fun. So I think that if you want to buy this DLC, you got to remember that the maps are definitely a lot bigger than DLC maps usually are, but most of them do have the 3-lane normal Treyarch Call of Duty map style. They do have pretty nice flow to them, but they are pretty big, and they could get kind of campy because they are big. But the Hijacked remake is just really fun to play, and the Hijacked remake combined with Splash and this map definitely sells DLC for me. But if you're not as big into zombies as I am, then I might second guess buying this DLC just because of how big the maps are. But if you don't mind the big maps, then yeah, definitely go ahead for it. But just a little wrap up here is just remember that the maps are pretty big and the zombies map is awesome. So if you don't mind big maps and you really like zombies, I'd say definitely buy this DLC. But if you're more of a multiplayer guy and you don't really like huge maps, I'd say it's safe to say that you can skip this DLC if you don't have the season pass. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy my thoughts here on this Awakening DLC number 1 for Black Ops 3. If you enjoyed, please leave a rating for me, and give me some feedback down in the comment section. But until next time, guys, it's been Tazz, and I'll see you guys in the next video.